Hello and howdy there, folks. Last night I watched the documentary, Weiwei, Never Sorry. I enjoyed it. It's a documentary. I thoroughly enjoy documentaries, often more than scripted works. This is my favorite style of documentary, basically a biography of and portrait of an uncompromising character. This made me think of three films, kind of, that I'd say one, it's about equal to or more than and less than the other two, and that's why did I just blank on it? A Man on Wire. Man on Wire is an amazing film. The recent Portrait of the Race Car Driver, Senna, is amazing, and I would say that both films are better than Never Sorry, but it's almost there. And I also thought probably because of the Asian connection, Jiro Dreams of Sushi, but I thought this was much better than Jiro Dreams of Sushi. It's basically, it's a intimate portrait, though it covers all of his life. I mean, it is a biography. We get to see his youth. We hear childhood stories. We get to see where he grew up. So it does offer a full biography. It mostly focuses on the years and, just showing his daily life from maybe 2008. It was after the Beijing Olympics, is when they started filming. And the Beijing Olympics were 2008. So they started filming after the Beijing Olympics of 2008 and pretty much wrapped up in 2011, soon after he reappeared from a I guess government kidnapping would be the term. Seems like it was more than an arrest, since they didn't do much to get arrested. So it does offer a portrait of the man as an artist. It delves into his family life. You learn much about him. You learn much about his thought process, his moral stance, his artistic process a little bit, or at least what goes into that. You get to see a lot of art in this film, which I love. But I think it, equally focuses on, there's just another side to his life, and that's being a political activist. And this film reveals what modern-day China is like. Pretty much. I'm sure it's a pretty biased view, but it still feels like it's just a camera watching and letting the viewer decide. I don't really get an editorial experience from the filmmakers, which is, I think, important to documentaries. I think the director's opinions and feelings should be left out, and it should be almost a journalistic, scientific document. So it definitely gives you a window into, something I don't think I'll ever get to see. Unless my life can turn around or get on track or something, I don't think I'll ever get to travel, especially to land so far away. So at least I get to, see China and see what it's like, but also experience their, government and their problems, which are, kind of astounding. I can comprehend, but I don't really want to. I cannot imagine living in a society that is depicted here, where just simple freedom of speech does not exist as I know it to be. You know, his work, Ai Weiwei's work, is very controversial by being so simply outspoken. I mean, it's not like he's doing anything... well, that's the thing, is by American standards, I wouldn't call any of his work too radical. But when you put it in the context of the apparent life in China, it is very much so. So that's interesting. It's a very powerful film. It's directed and produced by Alison Clayman, who I am unfamiliar with. It's very well shot. You know, it doesn't seem too invasive into their lives. You know, we're kind of given like a fly-on-the-wall approach. But cameras are always surrounding Ai Weiwei. His cameras, you know. It would appear that, you know, the police, or, yeah, I guess, soldiers, police, they have video cameras. Everyone's videotaping everything. Just so, well, I guess they can have an accurate witness. But the police are videotaping everything. Ai Weiwei's people are videotaping everything, and the documentary crew are videotaping everything. So there are always a lot of cameras. That's interesting. But it is very well shot. It's well put together. You know, again, it doesn't focus on the opinions of the filmmaker. It's, you know, unbiased, which I really appreciate. It's also, it offers a, you know, a fully in-depth picture of who he is. It talks about his, you know, family life. It doesn't leave many stones unturned, which I feel sometimes a documentary can. I felt that not only did I understand Ai Weiwei, but I felt that I knew him. And I think that shows tremendous skill. I found the film very stirring. It made me choke up several times. I mean, we're dealing with pretty much my favorite subject here, and that's freedom through art and expression through art. And to see him, you know, beaten for that is sometimes very unsettling. There's a lot of love, you know, in this movie. There's a lot of love, and you can feel that love. And I never cried or anything, but you know, I did find it, I think at 3 separate occasions during the film to be, you know, very emotional. You know, I got choked up several times while watching the film. His artwork is beautiful. I've never, to my knowledge, seen any Weiwei. Not that I should. I'm not that experienced in the art world. But I greatly appreciated, you know, this is also a showcase of his work. So, you know, you get to see his work. You get to feel like you're participating in making his work. And you're seeing it come together, you know, like right before your eyes. So that's pretty fantastic. Just to be given that much intimate access to one of the world's great living artists. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I really liked it. I guess I'll give it a 9. Really, there's nothing stopping me from giving it a 10. I just, you know I gave Senna a 10, and I don't think this film is quite to Senna's level, but it's almost there, you know, it's there. So I think a 9 is a fair score. I really can't think of much else to say about it other than I really enjoyed it. And if you're a fan of freedom, a fan of art, then definitely check out this story. Because, I mean, I had heard of Ai Weiwei, but I certainly didn't know his troubles and his strife. And again, he does disappear for some 3 months, I believe. And, you know, that's not planned. He just, you know, up and disappears one day when the government feels like taking him. So that is covered in the film. That's pretty much the last event of the film. And then the filmmakers are like, well, I guess we got to get out of here if they're going to start kidnapping us. So, you know, and it's a portrait of a way of life that you may not be aware of. And it's not your way of life, so you can, you know, appreciate it. Yeah, I would say that, you know, you gotta see it. You know, you gotta see it. It's important to see. It has a lot of important ideas. So, I don't know what else to say other than that. But that was Ai Weiwei, Never Sorry, and thoroughly enjoyed it, giving it a 9. Thanks much.